Connecting Central Texas. This is Good Morning Texas.
Hey, good morning. It's 6 o'clock. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Joey Horta.
And I'm Sharday Lorette. Listen, it is a good morning so far, huh? It's not bad for a Monday, especially as you walk outside. Hey, it's definitely feeling like summer morning.
It is. I can use an ice cream already, and we're going to talk about that later. But Josh, what's on tap for today?
Yeah, a little humid to start the day, guys. There's going to be a humid one out there today. Not as warm as it has been here over the last few days, but we'll have the potential for a couple of showers. And already we are tracking a few of those. If you're watching out towards Gatesville, Lampasas, Coppers Cove, there are a few spotty showers. If you're heading south out of Waco to the Austin area, there is some flooding going on there. And as you look at the rest of Central Texas, things are rather quiet. Now, for your drive, don't expect too many issues for that morning commute. This afternoon, though, we could see a few of those spotty downpours. These rain chances will hang around for a few days, but I'm tracking summertime heat on the way. I'll have a look at that 10-day forecast coming up.
New this morning, shots fired overnight in Temple, and the suspect is on the loose. Police tell us a man was shot around 1:30 this morning on South 26th Street. He is expected to survive. Officers are now trying to figure out if this shooting is connected to another shooting on nearby South 32nd Street overnight. Police say 2 homes and a car were shot up there. No details on a suspect yet. If you know anything, call Temple PD.
Continuing coverage this morning, sentencing set to start today in Belton for convicted murderer Cedric Marks. Marks was found guilty last month, the murder of his ex-girlfriend and her friend back in 2019. Police say he disposed of their remains in Oklahoma. Marks could get the death penalty.
Right now, 2 people recovering after another shooting in Bosque County. Investigators say it happened early Sunday morning at a home on FM 1991. The victims are in stable condition. Authorities say they have a possible suspect, but they're not releasing any details just yet.
An investigation continues right now after a wreck leaves a Killeen man dead. It happened Saturday afternoon at the intersection of Rosewood Drive and East Central Texas Parkway. Dark Scott Jr. died in that crash. At last check, 2 others are in critical condition.
Killeen's new police chief will be sworn in today. The ceremony for Chief Pedro Lopez is coming up at 1:30 this afternoon at the Lions Club Killeen Senior Center. Lopez is replacing Charles Kimball, who retired earlier this year.
And more confusion around Fairfield Lake State Park as it now is closed once again. The park closed to the public last night ahead of the end of Texas Parks and Wildlife's lease. The state says they still hope to pursue options to buy the park. But starting today, park staff will start removing equipment from the park. And TPWD commissioners say they will hold a special meeting on June 10th to consider acquiring the property there. And studies show nearly half of domestic violence victims won't leave their abusers if a pet is involved. Many domestic violence shelters don't accept animals, so victims feel like they don't have a place to turn to. That's why the Family Abuse Center right here in Waco is kicking off its 20 for Tails campaign. They're looking to set up an on-site area for pets.
We understand that allergies and dogs are just a concern. Some people don't like animals, and we understand that, so it would be a separate space away from everybody else, fenced off, so that nobody would be threatened by any animal.
Psychologists say it's important for pet owners to keep their animals nearby, especially when going through a traumatic event. They also say it can help people process trauma and improve their mental health.
For people who don't have someone in their life that feels safe to have that physical touch with, pets can help meet that need, reduce stress, prevent or produce calm, reduce anxiety.
Family Abuse Center staff say they've seen residents struggle without their pets and hope this helps them out. Their goal is to raise $20,000 and break ground by the end of the year. Well, airline shortages continue to impact travelers across our country, and experts are saying it could last for almost a decade. And local aviation students are working to become pilots with hopes to help fill that need.
25 News reporter Nikia Simon live in the newsroom now with how one student got his wings and is helping others do the same. Good morning, Nikia.
Good morning, Joey and Sade. That's correct. His name is Sang-woo Han, and he was born and raised in South Korea. Growing up, what amazed him the most was when he was living in the mountains where the airplanes that flew over the places he lived and traveled. He knew that his dream was to one day fly in the sky, but his high school grades was not enough to become a pilot in Korea. That is when his aunt and uncle, who are also Killeen residents, invited him to Central Texas and landed on the college that would change his life.
I always dreamed about it when I was a kid, right? So that's why I came to Central Texas College here and then asked questions to flight instructor, department chair, chief flight instructor, right? And then that's how I got started. But I mean, it was not easy to me to first, but once I got into the program, like everyone was so helpful.
During the summer, Han is helping other students just like him, teach them how to fly with hopes to groom more pilots that can help the shortage that we are experiencing right now. Coming up on Good Morning Texas, we'll share more of Han's story and his experience will take in the skies. Back to you, Sade and Joey.
And wait for that. Thank you, Nakia. Well, a local nonprofit looking to help families beat the heat this summer. Caritas of Waco and TXU Energy are teaming up to hand out more than 200 box fans tomorrow, actually. Now, they'll be handing them out to clients, and this is part of a program that's helped people stay safe and cool for the last 25 years.
Speaking of cool, Dairy Queen looking for its biggest fan. There's a big prize, too, for anyone who can prove they're all about the DQ. We've got a special guest stopping by, serving up mouth-watering details.
Ooh, but first, tragedy strikes a community east of Dallas. A senseless shooting leaving one person dead and others injured. We break down those details after the break.
And I'm tracking what could be a wet day for some. I'll walk you through who could see some of those rain chances coming up.